Can you hear me? Gonna type. That's fine. It won't quite be as smooth, but it definitely works. Okay, so I don't actually want this to look at the 4K, do I? I want this to look at this one. Nice. Okay. So let's take a look at this one. Bum bum booey. Whoa, don't want to do that. Where's my notes? Notepad. Notepad, notepad. Like it's Dora or some shit. Okay. Notes. Bada bing. Great. Theater view is fine. Because I can do that. And then this. Boom. I don't know why this is all tiny. I know why it's tiny. I need to do this. Yeah, okay. So this is a set against Banjo. Right? That's cool. Now, I'm not a Banjo versus Jigglypuff expert. I'm familiar with many of Jigglypuff's matchups, but not all of them, but that's okay. So, let's get started. 9:35 start time. Game 1. You spend a lot of time... Are you going to share your stream? Oh, sorry. Here, let me do that. There you go. Actually, no, I want to share a window. Screen 1. Screen 2. There you go. Can you see that? Just let me know if you can or not. Okay, cool. Ooh. Boom. Okay. So, set start. What is the goals here? Well, there's a couple of things that Jigglypuff can do. I think that if I were the Banjo player, there's kind of two choices, right? I can pull a grenade, or I can try to control center stage. It's going to be hard to do both without committing. So let's see what he does first and foremost. Well, game 1. He drops from the platform and throws egg. Pre-planned setup, right? Look at the space it covers right here. So this camping is totally fine because this Banjo was expecting you to mash in and take center stage. So this is good. So you're hanging out. You're hanging out. I don't necessarily hate the hanging out. Yeah. I don't necessarily hate it. HBox showed the world that Jigglypuff is absolutely a character that can be unhurried and do things at her own pace, especially if she's not behind. So, even though you're just sitting there, whatever. So, let's take a look at this first interaction. So, you try to get in. I wish that you had gotten in. Well, you just landed here. Like right here. Because he committed with that up air, you definitely were going to be able to get the nair on him or some button for mashing. I feel like this pound, you didn't watch him whiff up air and then say, oh, I'm going to pound. You were planning on pounding way back here. Like right here. Already in your brain, you're like, I'm going to land with pound. Right there, boom. Like, the pound was predetermined, and I don't feel like it necessarily was. Now, like, this could be online, and in that case, sometimes it just do be like that. Okay, so you try to go round bomb. I don't like this. So watch this. So you go high. Banjo's got center stage. Banjo's still got center stage. Like, it's okay to not be in a hurry. But, like, really, I think Jigglypuff probably should spend most of her time in this half of the stage. I'm not worried about crossing up. Because, like, getting behind Banjo is probably not going to happen. Trying to get in from above him is an okay option, but not the best because he has grenades, and he has up airs, and he can nair, and he can whiff grab. Like, I think that horizontally is the best bet. Also, let me see how you handle these grenades. Treating fair. Okay, so this part right here. I don't like this specifically. Your opponent did an unforced mistake. Watch this. They nair forward. Like, pretty good, and then drift back. And get nothing off of it. And then they dash back. This is your opportunity to take space. Like, if all that waiting was actually on purpose, like, this is what it was for. Because now that Banjo has whiffed this nair, he's well within your burst range, and he has to decide whether to commit or whether to retreat. And since it's so non-committal, you can choose whether to aggress or not. And, like, look at what he did. Oops. Back up slightly. Okay, so that happens. You could have jumped out of shield and been aggressive here. But you, like, jump backwards and do this kind of thing, and, like, all you're doing is giving him time to set up. When you could have been right here in position to punish the startup of this move. And, like, if this right here, like, I don't mind retreating to make people overextend, but if he was going to try to grab out of this option, like, why double jump? Like, watch. Jump to beat grab or another burst option. Sure. But then you do a double jump. Like, there's no connectedness in your ideas. So, like, you're letting him pressure you without really getting anything out of it, and that's not a good thing as Jigglypuff because it's already hard enough to get in as it is that you need to take opportunities given to you to take stage. So you get tapped. Damage. Okay. So, is this offline or online? I have some thoughts I'd like to share with you. So, online Jigglypuff. Right? Online Jigglypuff. Great burst range. Struggles to deal with safe pressure because you can't react. Focus on holding center stage. You cannot react to DI online properly. I mean, that's cool, but that's like not what I'm talking about. Like, there's a difference between wanting to time someone out and willingly dropping opportunities to gain an advantage. So this situation, you land the down air. It doesn't matter which way he goes. You should probably cover center stage. Online, you're not going to be able to react to which way Banjo pops out. You made a good guess. You put yourself in a position to where if he had gone that way, you would have been successful. The problem is you weren't. And now look at the situation. You've just drifted away from center stage, and now he returns to center stage, and his role goes unpunished because you're pressing a button. He gets more space to throw a grenade. This outcome happened because you decided to not cover center stage. Like this exact situation happened because of this right here. This part right here. You could have just stood here and reacted to which way he would have gone and hit him with dash attack. You could have hit him right here with dash attack. Boom. It is very possible to do down air dash attack on reaction as Jigglypuff online. And like when you do this, I don't think it's a smart decision game one. Because game one, you don't know a lot about your opponent left yet, and you need to prefer consistency over snowballing. And so, because you chose the snowballing option, which is what Cannon Red would do, offline, he'd react to the drift and get 4 down airs and combo people. This was game 3. This clearly says set 2 game 1. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. Unless this was like a best of 5 or something, like a reset. Second set, but same bracket. Okay. So that would mean this is like game 4 then, right? Because you had to play, unless this is game 3 because the first set was a best of 3. If maybe that helps me understand it better. Anyway. Played 2 against their banjo in the first set and 3 in this set. Okay, that makes sense. So there's some stuff you're going to have to come to terms with, right? So like there's the kind of Jigglypuff that everybody aspires to do, which is the heavy combo monster where you one touch of death people. And that's like what people enjoy. And then there's the Jigglypuff that actually like is good. And the Jigglypuff that actually is good is the kind of Jigglypuff that always takes opportunities to control center stage and takes safe, consistent damage to take leads. Base Mage is successful because he will nickel and dime you with low-risk, medium reward setups, and then maybe once or twice a set, he'll rob you. And the threat of that robbery gives him a lot of opportunity to pressure his opponent. So when I see you do this, it tells me that you would rather drop the combo than be consistent. And like there's a time and a place for it. So like maybe right here this is just the way you predicted, but in this specific spacing at 0, right? Down air at 0. You don't have to it's on the line. You cannot react to which way he flies out. Look at this. This is the last hit. You have no idea where he's going. You don't. You can try as much as you can, but he might go one way or the other. And like if you commit to a second down air, you've got to guess. When instead you could just chase with dash grab, or you could chase with dash attack. Both of those are what are going to be fast enough to hit him even with a delayed reaction. And like it's not the perfect choice, right? Because if you landed that second down air, there'd be nothing to say. Boom, you followed it. Punish game. Woo, good job. You know, like it's a hard conversation to have because like, is it worth it if sometimes the dare doesn't connect, but then when it does, you get 2 or 3? I can't answer that question for you. All I can do is provide you some perspective on what I'm seeing, right? And like ways that, because like we're looking at this VOD for a reason, right? Like I would hope that you didn't give me a VOD of you shitting on him because you're not going to learn a lot. Like you want VODs where you're struggling. And so if these are VODs where you're struggling, I'm trying to like set a base level of like what my expectations for the character are and how your decision making differs from that. So he resets. Whatever. Playing slow. I don't like this. This is greedy. Like this is really, really greedy. So you approach with down air. Down air is not a neutral tool. I had to tell this to Canon Red the other day. It took me like half an hour. Dare is not a neutral tool. Do you want to know why Dare is not a neutral tool? It's a really easy explanation. J is for Jigglypuff. This move is really tiny. It's really, really tiny. And it doesn't have a hitbox in front of her at all. So when you do this, you are putting yourself in an ultimatum position. You are saying, I'm going to start my advantage state or I'm going to get whiff punished. Because look at the lag on this move. It's not fast. It has 12 frames of landing lag. It is her laggiest aerial. And it doesn't auto-cancel unless you short hop. Because her short hop is what, like 43 frames or something like that? Her short hop is 41 frames. That doesn't quite sound accurate. Because you can short hop it. That's weird. Auto cancels on frame 42. If it does auto cancel, it auto cancels like perfectly. Anyway, down air does not auto cancel in this situation. And so not only do you have a clear visual indicator that you're committing early, right? Like the down air comes out. It's like, oh, they're down airing. Clearly it's a space where it's not going to work. The banjo player knows this. And you have 12 frames of landing lag. So you take damage. Okay, cool. So we reset. Nothing too bad. Playing slow. Playing slow. No big deal. You got to react to those. It doesn't matter that it's online. Right here, the bomb out, it's already past you. Jump out of shield and hit him. Or, check this out. Look at where he went. Watch this. He threw the bomb. He got scared. If I was scared, I would want to go to my comfort place, which is right here, center stage. You could have fucked him up. Could have. Okay, so we reset. Nice aggression. Ah, you got to have a better trap here. Right here. Check this out. Pound. Fair fast fall is not true. And it doesn't matter. Because you know why? Because this is what happens. The air dodge. Grab. Grab. Because there is no way he will have less lag than you. And then you forward throw him. Or you down throw him for damage. Totally up to you. Do not set this trap like this. This trap has a right way to execute it. Because the reason why it didn't work is because you're late. And you're late because it was spaced, I think. Yeah, so it's grounded pound. You're not approaching on the ground. So you're too far away. He might have been holding away it up, too. So you're not going to get there in time no matter what. But you can stuff his buttons. You're forcing him to choose a defensive option. So you rising, short hop, fair. Great. Ground game. Punish him. Okay. This didn't work because you missed your timing. That's unfortunate. You just bungled the sing timing. I can't say whether that's good or bad because I've died by Canon Red's setups like that enough times that I know that it's good. So just don't mess up the timings. It sucks, but that's just the realities of it. Or, you know, you could have done right here. If you know that the tech's going to get forced, like right here, you throw this pound, hit confirm the pound. It's got plenty of lag. You should have reacted to it by this point. You think the tech is going to happen. If you rest him, literally what is he going to do? Wonder Wing? He's going to take like twice as much damage as you, and you won't die. Maybe you get forward smashed. You're not going to die. You're at 27. I would just rest him cold. I would just rest him cold. Or if you want to just take zero risk, you can rising down air. You can rising up air to try to do a platform extension. You could do a rising nair to just cover all the options and be safe. But like going for the sing is the snowballiest and most committal option. And you miss because you got the timing wrong. The timing is pretty thin. The timing is pretty thin. It is possible to escape, but only if the Jigglypuff player makes a mistake. And so, like, you can either fix this by getting better at the timing, but online, you're not going to be able to react to the DI to time it properly. You have to guess. So, in an online format, right? Jigglypuff prefers consistency over snowballing. The reason why Banjo fell out was because his DI allowed him to tech at a time that was in between Sing's hitboxes. And you can react to that DI and tech timing offline. I don't think that you can consistently react to it online. And so this situation, like the first one, is a high octane gamble where it's all or nothing. And you are either getting zero reward or getting hit, or they are taking a bunch of damage or dying. And like, I can't tell you not to necessarily do it. Well, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this was gonna work. So he hit the platform before Sing even came out. So, like, yes, this was a bad idea, but consider the following. He could have DI'd down in a way to tech this early. If he had held up at all and delayed the forced tech by a frame or two, you would have been fine. But that's what I'm saying. You can't react to whether he DIs super low online. That's what I'm telling you. Like, this was an opportunity for him to DI. And like, it looked to me like he was holding straight in and or down. Because if you compare it to the first pound, right? So he's at 22. That one goes pretty high. You hit him with the second one. I don't think that it's necessarily as high, and he techs super, super early. And like this situation just is not really worth it. And like Sing works really good against platform options. Yes. Here it was just late. And I'm saying that online you're not going to get as much consistency off of this. So like again, I can't tell you not to do it because if it works, you snowball super far ahead. And this missed by such a small margin of error that it's frustrating, you know. But I am saying that it is possible to just not put yourself in a situation where you can even fail. Like, you could have literally just covered all of his options and gotten 100% reward by just nairing or even down airing. Or pounding again. Fuck it. Like, there's so many ways that Puff can cover these options with less commitment than Sing. And that's a playstyle thing. If you prefer to snowball super hard and you're like punish game is everything, then it's going to be impossible for me to talk you away from this stuff because it's so easy to justify. You're just going to be like, okay, well, I'll just do it better next time. I'll just do it better. I'll just time it better. I'll just execute it better and then I'll win. And like, what I'm saying is that fundamentally, online, and even in some cases offline, it's okay to just not gamble here. You have a lead, just extend it. It's game one, even stocks. Snowballing is great, sure. But in a matchup where you can actually time out your opponent, what's wrong with consistent leads? Because here's the other side of this coin is that if you're going to time him out with 6 minutes left, what good does it do you to kill him this early? Like, if you kill him early, it's going to make him rush hard. Like, if you kill him early, sure, that's a big plus. But then if the alternative is where you take damage and he resets it closer to even, is my point. So, like, if you're trying to time him out anyway, why be in such a hurry to snowball ahead and risk him evening the score up when you can just guaranteed widen your lead and not be in a hurry at all and frustrate the other player more? That's my point. Is in matchups where timing out people is as actually conceivable, like, why gamble? Gambling is fucking awesome offline. Jigglypuff's gambling is great offline. Online, I think it's better to go for consistent damage. And I'm not just saying that because it's a Ben opinion. I'm saying that because the best Jigglypuff is a Fundies Jigglypuff who plays consistency. Like, it's not up for debate. The best Jigglypuff player is consistent. They don't do this. Not online. Offline, this is something where you could conceivably set it up and have 100% confidence in the setup based on context. Totally agree with that. Nothing wrong. Here, it just didn't pan out. So we're going to move on. Playing slow. No big deal. And again, like, I know you're trying to time them out, right? But, like, right here in these situations where they overextend and get nothing, you should try to take advantage of it instead of just leaving, in my opinion. Like, if your opponent willingly overextends and you get an opportunity to hit them or, like, threaten them with mix-ups, then go for it. Okay, you landed. Anti-aired. Okay, it's now even percent. Reminder, this is where we were. Right? This is where we were. Even percents. Mild loss. You get some damage. Could have snowballed there. You snowball more anyway. You could have gone from a 20-point lead to like a 35, 40-point lead and offstage scenario. Instead, we gambled everything on the stock conversion, and 15 seconds later, we're now back to even percent in a matchup that you're trying to time out. Okay, awareness, right? You had a punish planned, but too close. He's not far enough away from you. If you can't sing him out of shield, I probably wouldn't try to jump sing out of shield. Because you tried, and you got an extra puff of space. And it didn't matter. So, like, I don't know how minus on block banjo is. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert on the matchup. But you should at least know when visually he's too close and can cross you up. Wonder Wing is minus 54. And the late hit does 5 frames of shield stun, and the late hit is on frame 53, so 53 plus 5 is 58, 82. Oh, God. I don't want to. What's 82 minus 58?
It's 24.
So no matter what, Wonder Wing has to be at least minus 24, right? And we just know that. More if it's stale. Sing is frame 27, which means that there are actually spacings where Banjo... So, like, this is kind of awkward for Jigglypuff because there are spacings, the last 3 frames of Wonder Wing, she cannot sing out of shield. And as we just saw, there are spacings where Wonder Wing will cross up. So for me, personally, I think that this is a really risky option to do on Wi-Fi. Because clearly, like, he wasn't that close to you. He really wasn't. Like, he was pretty far, and he still crossed you up in a way that you couldn't punish. That sucks. So, like, what would I do different in this situation? Well, I would probably just not pound. Probably just not pound. So, like, what are some things that we could have done instead? Well, let's look. So, here, I think probably the obvious choice is to jump out of shield and do a pound or a late fair dash attack or a late nair into chase, early nair into chase, approaching down air, like basically any button, right? Instead of sing. And you can correct me. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't really think that Jigglypuff has good options in this situation using sing. Like, if you've labbed it and you're seeing something that I don't see, and there's something about this that makes more sense for Jigglypuff to use jump sing out of shield, then by all means, I'd love to know. But, like, he basically almost was so far that sing couldn't even hit, and he still was able to pretty much act before it put him to sleep anyway. Like, this doesn't seem like a great option. I don't think Puff has enough frame advantage to make it work. And like I said, you can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, and this is like free in the matchup, and you just made a mistake. But like looking at the frame data and looking at the situation I was presented with, this is really high commitment. And so like there's a pattern starting to develop, right? This is the third time I've seen you go for something extremely committal, and neither player's even taken a stock yet. Like, you could literally just have like a 60% advantage right now, but instead you've given that up for 3 opportunities to cheese the stock. And that's kind of going to be the overarching point that I'm going to make on this video, is that I think that your style is very greedy, and I bet you that you have plenty of games where it works fine. But I don't see Shrimp the Jigglypuff in a lot of top 8s on Wi-Fi. And if this super aggressive play style is how you play all the time with your decision making, I don't expect to, because this kind of Jigglypuff does not function online. It doesn't. Do you want to know why? Because the most aggressive Jigglypuff ever doesn't do well on Wi-Fi with his style. He literally has to play Wi-Fi like Base Mage does. Like, Cannon Red plays Base Mage neutral to the best of his ability to make online Jigglypuff work. He had to learn Jigglypuff fundies to make online Jigglypuff work, because reactive punish game is bad online. And this specific style of greedy punishment that's super committal and rewarding is that kind of punish. Like, it doesn't work as good, dude. It's going to work sometimes, and that's what makes it the hardest thing to unlearn. Because if it works 4 times out of 10 and you get a big reward, but the other 6 times it doesn't, and it either kills you or you lose something for it, those 4 times it work are going to sit there in the back of your head whispering like some demon on your shoulder saying, hey, just because it doesn't work last time doesn't mean it couldn't work this time. It's the wrong way to think about it, dude. It's not a sustainable way to take risk. It's not a sustainable way to take risk. It's my opinion. And I take a lot of risks. But a big part of why my style of risk works is because when I take risks, a lot of the time I don't give up anything in order to take the risk other than resetting to neutral. And when I have the opportunity to take free damage, I almost always take it. And like, these are situations where you could literally just be taking free damage and stage control, and you're giving that up to potentially gamble on something bigger. And that's not how it works. You need to make these kind of gambles when the options are ambiguous, or like this kind of stuff. Like, it just works better offline, dude. I'm telling you, it really does. So you get fucked up for it. You're timing him out, but now like the timing out looks silly because you're behind 20%. So let's move on. That was wacky. Okay, well, he gave himself 30% by being an idiot, so good for you. Okay. I think you might have been able to weak fair and air him here. Right here. Oh, well. So you roll in. Sure. Okay, reset the neutral. Okay, so you're timing him out, but when you do finally decide to start contesting center stage again, you're just getting hit. It's not like the camping isn't doing a lot for you. Because, like, you're just getting chip damage whenever you do try to step back into the space. I don't like this. You're down a stock. You're down a stock. There's 3.5 minutes left on the clock. There's not a need to be in a hurry, but you need to start doing something. You just got this hit. You have all of the autonomy. You get to decide. Do I want to hold center stage? Do I want to ledge trap? What do I want to do? So you hold center stage. And then. Okay. So we reset. He throws another. I don't get it. I don't. I'm so confused. I'm so confused why this is happening. Like, you're so passive for no reason. Why did you do that? That is not true. That is not true. Um, People think it's true, but it's not. Wonder Wing is frame 18. Okay. On Wi Fi, you can block it by frame 25. So here's 18. It's right where he is. 25. It's like, okay, so here, right? Right in front of the back sign. This is where the hitbox is. That's it. That is literally it. And it's on a button that's minus 24 when optimally spaced and minus 57 at worst. You cannot live your life in fear from Wonder Wing. You can't. Especially when it's not in danger of killing you. But like this situation, right? This is bad. I'm just gonna say it. It's bad. You can't do this. This is not good. You do not have a lead. You are behind. It's good that you're not in a hurry. I appreciate that. But you are behind. You have an opportunity to use your positioning to pressure him and stand a lot closer to deal with him. Because you have great tools to get out of shield and fuck him up. You could have been standing right here and been in a great position to contest this bomb toss. Instead, you just let the projectiles take the stage away from you. And then you're so, look at this. You're so far away. Why? What is this? You have almost, like, look at this humongous amount of space, right? This whole time, none of these projectiles is remotely close to you. You did not need to walk this far back to deal with this. He throws another one. You corner yourself. If you had been standing right here, where my mouse is, you would have been able to punish him with a button for pulling bomb here. He probably just wouldn't have. He probably just would not have pulled button. And instead, you just corner yourself. And he has center stage again. And now he has a stock lead. Okay. So we're going back to being unhurried. Right? No jump. Mistake. Okay. Okay. I don't like that. Okay, so you get this fair. Even online, you need to be hit confirming it. So, like, on hit, right here, this was a free dash attack. Dash attack is so good after late fair. It covers tech in place, covers missed tech. It cannot lose to get up attack because they get hit before they get invincibility. And it goes even with roll in and roll out because it doesn't have a lot of lag. He just gets away with it. Okay, so you're still down a stock. You're now at 36 deficit. 3 minutes left. Up till he dies. Okay. Okay, can't just stand there and do nothing. I'm not gonna pause it. You just can't let him pull bomb and go first. You have to. If you get in that position, you have to hit him for it. What happened? Golly. Okay, so he's still at 0. Up till you mashed out slow. Okay, you try to start a combo with pound. You did this earlier too. Right here. Pound is not a neutral tool. It's not. It's not. It's slow. It's good at controlling space, but so do her other buttons. Pound is better once you're in positive control of the mix-up. Expecting him to run into it is fine, but like you're behind. This pound feels to me like you are feeling the time crunch and you want to make up percent quickly. You're now at 120. You're dead. So, okay. So now you're down to full stock. There are 2 minutes left. Let's see if you stop camping. Wait. Punish. Okay. Jab. Rest. Does he die? Okay, that was worth it. Okay, minus 30. Dash tag, finally. Okay, dare, dash tag, and dash tag would have been true. Miss tag. Okay, nope. think you're looking for the roll. But that doesn't make any sense. If you were trying to cover a roll, why didn't you press any buttons? Right here. I don't know what you were trying to cover. Just jab. Just jab. Especially since you like going for it. Was that pound a forced attack? Maybe. Okay, so you're now behind by 4%. You're now behind by 35. You're now behind by 40. You hold center stage, sure. Grenade saves him. He's got to die, but he won't. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like your game plan is really inconsistent. You can't play for time when you're ahead, or you shouldn't. You should focus on consistent. Like, if you're going to be the kind of player that uses timing out as a tool to win, you have to have some consistency. You don't get to time people out and then play this wildly aggressive snowball style. Like that, you can't have it both ways. It doesn't work. And this kind of showcases that. Like, you didn't lose this game by a big margin. And you had to snowball really hard to even make it close. Like right here, you're mashing on him. He finally misses a Wi-Fi tech, which you are relying so hard on to cheese his stock. He finally misses one and you convert. If he just hadn't missed this tech, you might have lost by an even larger margin than you did. Like, I feel like you have this confidence that you can just play as slow as you want, and whenever you want to, you can just approach and put damage on your opponent. It's fine to think that, but you shouldn't time people out while you're behind. More specifically, you should not give away free stage control to characters that need it if you are behind. Do not ever do this. This part right here. Never do this. There is no situation where I personally think this is good. You have no damage on you. You're at 6%. Nothing he does can kill you at all. Nothing he does can threaten you. And he's at kill percent. And you just landed a stray hit and need to start threatening him with threatening his stock. And like, you just let him go back to center stage to set up again as an item character. Like, I can't. This to me like is totally indicative of, to me, where you stand to gain the most growth, which is you need some consistency in how you time people out. Because I feel like you time people out just cause. Like, you don't make decisions that support you timing people out. You time people out just cause you wanna. That's cool, but like, you're not even doing things that go with timing people out. You're like also doing this really aggressive, like, setup heavy, greed heavy combo game instead of consistency. and consistently taking away advantages when your opponent gives them to you, which is why you want to camp. Like, camping doesn't do you any good if you don't use it. You land this back air. And the most aggressive possible thing you could have done was walk right. This will blow up. It was walk all the way up to the ledge and aggressively ledge trap him. That's the most aggressive thing you could do. Or start jumping and aerial contest him. You did nothing. Okay, cool. Doesn't bother me. I'm cool with camping. But then he does this, and now you're not in position to contest it because you weren't assertive with the advantage that you had won fairly by winning neutral. And then you just give everything away. And then he throws another bomb, which you're also not in position to contest because you're playing too passive and giving him too much. And then you corner yourself. And, like, I don't get it, dude. These decisions aren't consistent with a desire to win. Like, the people who are trying to win don't do those things. They don't, like, there is a time and a place for acting bizarrely to get in people's head, and then there's doing things that don't make sense. Like, you fought for minutes at a time to finally take center stage away from Banjo, and then he just asks for it back and you give it to him. Like, you didn't even have to work for it. You just press B. And there's no pressure. He just gets it back. And maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's just a supreme confidence in, like, that I don't need it or something. Like, even if Jigglypuff doesn't need stage control, stage control is not for Jigglypuff. It's to take it away from her opponents. Jigglypuff does not care about stage control because she needs it. Jigglypuff cares about stage control because her opponents need it. What's up, dude? Goose is around here somewhere. He just said hi. I guess he walked out. But yeah, I think that's my main point for you, I think. Okay. I'm trying to think if I want to say anything else. Your combo game is standard. It looks fine. You consistently show that when you are in the scrap and doing stuff, hey buddy, that you prefer high reward over the safe option. I think that's very consistent, and I don't see you covering options almost ever. I see you trying to cover one option really strongly, constantly. That's cool, but that doesn't work if you don't also take the free damage that's given to you. Like, people aren't going to respect your panic button extreme reward setups if you don't nickel and dime them for a bunch of damage. You have to build a safe percent lead so that people feel cornered, and then when they feel cornered, they might jump into your ignorant unga bunga move. But why would this Banjo feel cornered? He's just playing defensive because you're fishing. And, like, you almost beat him anyway because you were fishing so hard that you succeeded. But then you just dropped it. Okay, it's 10:30. That's 55 minutes. I'm going to give you a copy of these notes. My advice for you is to reflect on how you have a tendency to confuse this idea that timing out people also means not taking advantages that people give you. You need to delete that from your brain. If I give MK Leo something, he will take it. Even if I don't want to give MKLeo something, he will still take it because he is that much better than me. But when your opponent gives you things, you cannot just not accept them because there is never a guarantee that the next thing will be given so freely. You always have to take them. Hey, dude. What? What, dude? What? What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Say hi to your fans. Say hi. Yeah. Dude. What? Holy shit, the gift subs. Pop off, dude. Vic the homie as usual. Hey, bud. You gotta say thanks to Vic. Oh, 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 oh. You gotta say thank you. Meow. What, dude? Mr. Dude. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Mr. Goose. Oh, you're so big now, dude. You're so big. You're so big. So big. Yes. Dude, telling you, man. Can't even begin to understate how grateful I am that you've been a consistent source of support for everything that's been going on that I've been doing. It's awesome to see. Yeah, you can get down. You're so surly, dude. Ugh. Like, it's definitely not lucrative, right? Like doing all this. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I think teaching is a big part of what I want to spend my life doing. And this is an outlet for me to practice that and improve. And so that's why I do it. Is why I enjoy teaching so much. It's going to be a life thing for me. I graduate in May with a degree in teaching. I have 6 assignments left, y'all. I got 6 assignments and I graduate. I'm so close, dude. The freedom is in front of me. I just got to grab it. I got to grab it. It's right there. And so, I'm going to get it. It's going to be there. And then I'm going to the School of Music this summer from, June to August. So, I'm going to get retrained from truck driver to musician for the band for the 145th. Things are going good. Things are going really well. And so it's nice that I can kind of wind down college by stepping back and doing all this. Anyway, so I'm going to give you a copy of these notes, Shrimp. Before I let you go, do you have any questions over what we talked about? I feel like I mostly talked about one thing. And again, I'm just going to preface this. I said it 2 or 3 times. It is not inherently bad to play Jigglypuff greedy. It's not. Jigglypuff has some of the best reward in the game for greedy conversions. Seriously. If there was, she can kill at 40. There's maybe 2 or 3 characters that can do it better than her. Her ability to just murder you is almost unparalleled. I think maybe Donkey Kong edges her out consistently, stock for stock. Maybe. But that's only because his neutral's better. But yeah, I think that you play really risky, and it doesn't pair well with this desire to actively camp. And if you're going to play risky, you should probably not also camp when you're behind. And this other idea, right, of playing passive versus playing defensive. You do not play defensive. You play passively. You burn time on the clock just cause. I have no problem with that. But you give up opportunities your opponent gives you, and that makes all those times that you burn clock meaningless. Because, like, you can't tell the difference. I can tell. You can't tell the difference between like when you have an advantage and when you don't. Like sitting there and being patient for 20 seconds doesn't work if you're not really good at being able to capitalize when an opportunity comes to you. And you're able to convert off of the really obvious stuff, like when he just like pressed a button right in front of you and whiffed. But there was lots of times where he pressed a button and whiffed and it wasn't so safe. And the only reward you could have gotten was I get to enter his burst zone and play positive mix-ups. You have to be okay with that. And you have to be comfortable with that, and you have to learn how to use that to consistently pull yourself ahead. Because that is a situation Jigglypuff has to fight for, works very hard to get, and benefits a lot from. And you can't just not take those opportunities because they might not come back. Like this game. You're like, I'll come back. You the whole time your game plan is just like, it doesn't matter if I'm behind. I can just run away and he can't. But like Banjo can kind of run away too. And he got a pretty big lead and you were unable to chase him down. So like your game plan didn't work. And you should make some adjustments. You should. And what adjustments are they? I don't know. Like just be more consistent. Be more willing to take 15 damage over a stock or nothing. What, dude? If you do that, you'll win more. It's not sexy. It's not very sexy to play Jigglypuff like Base Mage plays Jigglypuff. He doesn't play his Jigglypuff's not very sexy. What his Jigglypuff is very consistent and very scary. And like, it's just up to you, man. Like, if you don't care about competition at a high level and you just want to play to have fun, then cool. Cool. I'm not gonna fault that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But if you want to compete, I don't think the decisions you're making are consistent with that. And you're going to need to make some adjustments to at least be consistent when you're doing these things. And don't play passive when you are behind. Such a gigantic no-no. Do not drop opportunities to pressure your opponent when you are behind. You are behind. Get ahead first, then pressure them. Never take for granted that you're just going to be able to switch the percent back in your favor, because it's not granted for sure. You don't want to be in a position where you're out of time and you're forced to approach badly, like what happened in this game. And it was enabled because you burned a clock when you were behind, and like you didn't set yourself up for success. Okay, so if you don't have anything, I'm going to open up the floor. If anybody in the stream is like, hey, I have a question over any of this, now is the time. I'm going to give you guys 1 or 2 minutes to think about that. Okay, I don't really see a flurry of responses, so I think that might just be it. No big deal. This concludes my VOD review. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. It's still a reward. You can cash it in with viewer points. It may not stay at 10,000 forever. If I get a couple more, I may start to redeem more, or have them redeemed for more. Yeah, but you've been hella lurking though, so it's okay. It's okay. We'll see. Things might ramp up in April. Okay, I'm gonna send you these notes, and as always, the VOD will be uploaded to YouTube. So if you need to revisit anything, you'll be able to look at all that. Thanks, man. Thanks, everybody. I'm gonna go play more Valheim.
Oh, dude. Oh, are you gonna say hi? No. 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 Are you being difficult? Dude, hi. Yes, big pets. Oh. Meow. What? What, dude? Yeah. Okay, I free you. Go on. Bye.